We're talking to Reverend John L. Murphy, and the topic is troubled youth. And of course, Reverend Murphy has given us some information relative to dealing with troubled youth, primarily as a person who has been involved in mentoring troubled youth for the last many, many years. And of course, Reverend Murphy, let us allow you to pick up where you left off.
Well, you know, Reverend, I was participating in a prison ministry at a church, and a gentleman and I, we had an agency to go to a facility. And at a time when I was dismayed with the work of working with incarcerated youth, I went to this facility one Saturday with my associate and I, and after we had provided a sort of spiritual service and a message was given, a young man walked up to me, and he was under the department, incarcerated there at that particular facility, and he asked did I remember who he was, and I called him by his name. He said, yes, that's right. And evidently the message that we had talked about that day impacted his mind, and he told me that he had wished many years ago that he had listened to some of the things that I had told him when he was at a facility that I had worked at in his youthful years. And I said, yeah, I would have hoped. But naturally, I encouraged him to keep his faith up that one day that he would get out and he could have a productive life if he worked his program. And I keep focusing on that because that has given me a lasting impact in my heart. It's been quite some time now, and I was young in the field at the time that I worked with that gentleman, and that just goes to show again that we don't know what adult person can affect a young person's life.
That's right.
Could be a teacher, guidance counselor. I can go back to even Cub Scout in my life.
Everybody can. Very good.
And how just somebody having a few hot dogs and sandwiches and us doing a little task for about an hour or two on Saturday, that can help mold the future. You have your fraternities and sororities working with young people now, and the 100 Black Men and those type of agencies. But before long, there's going to be something that's going on that's going to touch these young people where they're not going to depend on it. And what I'm saying is what we do every day. They're constantly watching. If they're looking at us, the person that's in the classroom, he can't drive up to that same kid and buy some drugs from him. He can't see that parent doing some things that's going to make him depressed, lackadaisy in the care of his home. There have to be a breaking point. I don't want to get preachy in this our conversation.
Go on, but I understand what you're saying. Go on.
With my smaller grandson, just Sunday he has his little way about God. And he's watching the adults. One of his friends at the school that he's at, the mother told me where she works one day how he likes to hug and how adamant he is. I said, well, he got that from his pastor that's going on to be with God, you know, that he watched that. And he watched what I do when I go and come. And so these are the things that we have to do. Even in our community centers, I've had heroes there that guided me out of trouble when we got a little rough, you know. We have to go back to that context. But you'll find again, everybody wants something done about it. But nobody wants to do anything. Just if you would take time for these little things, even with the guidance of shopping and showing money when you go into the grocery store, giving them allowances and showing them how to manage. It's not about that big, quick, fast money that they constantly are seeing because they don't know.